Back in the ring, we've got Viscera, the old Attitude Era. We got the WB Elite figure of him. He is a handsome man. We're gonna open it up, talk about Viscera, and talk about this figure. Check it out. Big Viscera, big Viscera. Did not expect them to make Viscera, but he was always in those Nintendo 64 games that I base a lot of my collection of. He has tons of alternate hands. He's got open, the figure comes with fist already in place, and he has these V hands where he'd kind of make a V gesture with his hand for Viscera. So a lot of options there. He comes with the WWF Hardcore Championship duct tape back together. It's supposed to be a kind of like the old WWF title bashed with a hammer and kind of taped back together. Kind of see some of the design. But it's missing quite a bit of color here and there. Here's a Jax brand hardcore title that I've kind of done up, painted by myself, kind of to give some of the details. Had kind of some extra stains and things here and there, just to kind of make it crazier looking, but this is not too bad. I like that you can see that old WWF title in this, and then all the very randomness of the duct tape and everything. So that was nice to include, because that was a championship that Viscera did have, and I don't think you get to see the hardcore title on a lot of figures. This is a lot of plastic. He is very accurately sized here. Sometimes in those WWF Nintendo 64 games, they just didn't have a body size big enough to show his immense size, but the figure's really got it here. He's incredibly thick. He has his big jacket. He's got the elite legs, which really help probably position him a lot. Look at these huge knees and stuff. Since the torso probably can't do much because it's in this jacket, so you're kind of missing that, so having elite arms and legs are going to help with this figure. But and then just the face, really good for, he probably wasn't around to do the scan possibly for this one. But they have so many reference photos and things that you're able to do that. You kind of see the V in his jacket a little bit there. So Viscera is just always there in that Attitude Era time period. So he was in those Nintendo 64 games. He's always fighting him and everything in the game. He'd have his rolling kick he would do. And they were a little more generous with some of his moves than WWF No Mercy. He kind of had a cool, really strong sit-out powerbomb that was probably a Japanese wrestlers from Virtual Pro Wrestling 2. They were pretty stingy with special moves in WrestleMania 2000. I think he just had a bear hug or something like that. But for the figure with the jacket, which isn't really removable, I mean, maybe you could, because I would like to see what exactly we got going on underneath here. But you gotta think, is it really worth it? Probably not. Looks like he's just solid black in here underneath, so nothing super special. It's Viscera time. So a couple of his kind of silver studs are off here and there on the jacket, but mostly all there again on the shelf, just having an extra character that very much stands out really awesomely like this with Viscera. Just kind of helps my WWF lineup in general. I just first knew him as Viscera and then kind of learned that he had a career as Mabel before that, and he just kind of completely changed under The Undertaker in his ministry, turned this evil kind of Viscera character, which was awesome. Gotta say, I was always entertained, at least, by Viscera, because even if you were rooting against him, he was like a big problem for like your favorite hero wrestler to deal with, just from his incredible size. And he had a great look and was actually intimidating, despite probably losing more often than he probably should have for his size. But what I really need is Midian then to go with him, because they were always a tag team in the games, and Midian was always there. Really hope they can get to him, because again, he would be European champion or probably hardcore champion also, just because they were around during that 24/7 hardcore title time period where it's just on the line at all times. So Viscera likely attacked someone and stole the belt for a brief amount of time. Actually might have won it at WrestleMania in that kind of final countdown kind of match. So a totally unique character. He's got 3 sets of hands, everything you probably could want for Viscera. Holding hands, and then these special gesture hands, and the fist. Even a championship belt, which it wasn't fully painted or anything, and obviously he was never going to be able to wear it. Not in real life either, anyway. So, but you're getting a championship, a full character, all the extra hands. It's like a super awesome elite release there. I'm glad he got the effort put in for his figure. I was all about getting a hold of this as soon as it was new. Great addition to my lineup of pretty much the Nintendo 64 rosters. It's the main time period I'm collecting. You can check out all the other wrestlers I collect here and open up and show. And I open up all my other collectibles so you can see if there's anything else you're interested in seeing. You have to hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Or you will be eviscerated. It's like my name, but okay, I gotta go.